Over the past couple of years, the NFL has been dealing with a big issue to the American society. It is the NFL protesting. I remember this day, in fact, I don't remember the exact date, but it's very fond of me because, like, growing up, not everybody, but a majority of the boys want to be professional athletes. And me, my favorite sport is football. So I remember waking up full of excitement on this day because the Green Bay Packers would be playing the San Francisco 49ers. I just love football in general. And as the game began, they were singing the national anthem and everything. And as the camera panned around the stadium, it stopped on Colin Kaepernick and accompanied by a few teammates, and it showed that he was kneeling. It, like, seeing this kind of dropped my heart, like, a lot. Like, growing up, you know, out of respect for those who lost a lot of lives out in the war, you show them respect by standing on the pledge and everything with your hand over your heart, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing this brought a lot of anger towards the American society, to the NFL and the players and the team for disrespecting the country. It all started with Colin Kaepernick making the American society mad. And the reasons for these protests are racial discrimination, police brutality, and disagreements with our government. Racial discrimination is the discrimination of people due to their race. In this case, the African American society feel that they are being racially discriminated because, well, from some African Americans they say that they feel that they are not getting the equal rights as an average white American. The second reason, police brutality, which is the act of violence when authorities have no reason to. And with this one, I have two stories. And the first story is going to be about Stephen Clark. Stephen Clark was shot and killed on the evening of March 18, 2018 by two officers of the Sacramento Police Department in Sacramento. The officers were pursuing Clark because the sheriff officers in the helicopter witnessed him breaking windows in the Meadowview neighborhood. I did a little research on Stephen and this case, and all they had were the officers' words. They didn't have any actual footage of him doing it or anything. It actually just had, they just had the officers' words. Clark, of course, couldn't stand up for himself, and because he was shot dead. The second one is Terrence Crutcher. He was a 40-year-old motorist, and he was shot and killed by Officer Betty Jo Shelby in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was unarmed during the encounter, and the officer who shot him said that he was reaching for a gun. Yet, as it says right here, there's no he didn't have a gun on him, and she basically tried to pin him for reaching for a gun. But he didn't have anything on him. He had his wallet, that was pretty much it, just his wallet and everyday accessories, keys. But he couldn't stand up for what happened because he was shot dead. The last reason is because the disagreements with our government. First of all, I want to start with the election of President Trump. Many people did not like this because Trump was seen more of a clown because he was very rich and had a lot of power with his money. And a lot of people did not like the way he had his political views. They just did not agree with that. There was just multiple reasons. And then they believed that the government was not doing their job. They felt like they weren't doing enough to help America out in ways. And the protest, their beliefs, I have 3 athletes, and which are Aaron Rodgers, of course. He sees these protests as unifying as a team, and he says that if one teammate stands, if he has a strong belief, then he believes that they can change the many others' beliefs by unifying together. Colin Kaepernick, he did not agree with the discriminations, as I showed earlier. He felt that the black society was not being treated fairly, and Drew Brees saw it kind of in the same way as Aaron Rodgers did. He basically was saying that he's going to stand with his teammates as a bond. And the President of the United States did not really like these protests. He was not about them. He tweeted, Instagram, you name it. He was not for it at all. He talked bad about many players who did these protests. And okay, for this military veterans one, I did do a lot of research on it, and there were multiple different answers. Some said that they fought for us to be able to express ourselves, so they're okay with it. And then others said that there was straight disrespect, that the American society should be together to form an alliance, and they should all stand for the same thing. And that's basically what the armed services had to say too. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.